Following a game on July 19th where the Seattle Mariners lost to the Minnesota Twins 6-3, that would put them at under 500 again at 47-48, Jarred Kelenic would fracture his foot by kicking a cooler and subsequently be out for 6 to 8 weeks likely. He then talked to the media the next day. Ever since then, the Mariners have had one of the best records in all of baseball. They've gone 24-8 over the span of 32 games since then, and I'll be honest, I've been missing Jarred Kelenic even with those wins. Going 24-38 is an astounding record over those 32 games, a 750 winning percentage. It's unfathomable, honestly, how well the Seattle Mariners have been playing without one of their key contributors in 2023. Jarred Kelenic started off this season very, very hot. In April, finished that month hitting like 308 or something like that. Obviously was leading the team in home runs, showing a lot of great power and good fielding out there in left field as well. May was all right for him, and June is where we really saw big struggles come out for JK, and we were kind of worried that maybe he had reverted back to his old ways where he didn't really have the same approach at the plate like he had in 2023. It's been noted many, many times over countless iterations of talking about the Seattle Mariners that Jarred Kelenic in 2021 and 2022 was a disappointment. There's no way around that, and June kind of scared us a little bit. He only hit 173 and had a 588 OPS in June. But everyone was struggling in the month of June for the Seattle Mariners. It was the team's worst month. They went 9-15 during that time. It was a really down time for the Seattle Mariners. Here comes July. The Mariners obviously turned it up in the month of July, and Jarred seemed like he was turning a corner. He was hitting 268 before he got injured, and with a 686 OPS, the power's not overly there, but he was hitting doubles. He tied his season high in doubles per month at 7 already, and that was only in 15 games and in 56 at-bats, compared to 91 at-bats in April, where he also hit 7 doubles. He just also happened to hit 7 home runs there. In his previous 15 games before getting injured, he was batting 268, so it seemed like maybe Jarred had kind of figured it out a little bit again. And then, of course, the injury happens, and then there are questions about Jarred's work ethic and his temperament. Obviously, we know that Jarred has had his flare-ups where he's spiking his helmet, throwing his bat, everything else in between. His mental game has been his biggest thing that he's probably needed to work on throughout his major league career. To say, though, that Jarred Kelenic would not be an upgrade to this roster when he comes back is downright blasphemous, in my opinion. Jarred is sporting a 112 OPS plus on the season through 326 at-bats. Okay, a 112 OPS plus, obviously that's 12 points better than the major league average. Everyone's saying that Cade Marlowe is a better player than him, that they would rather Cade Marlowe stay in this lineup because of Jarred Kelenic's inconsistency. Yes, the sample sizes are much different. Yes, Cade has been hot throughout moments in time in this season. Through 78 at-bats, Cade Marlowe has a 111 OPS plus. He's got a lower OPS plus than Jarred Kelenic. That's just plain and simple. That's how it is. You could argue Dominic Canzone as well. And no disrespect to Cade Marlowe in this video. I've loved what Cade has brought to the team. He stepped up when the Mariners have needed him quite a bit. But August 14th was the last time his batting average touched 300. And I know that this batting average is going to fluctuate a lot because he's got very minimal at-bats. However, it's dropped down to 244. If you look at his last 5 games, Cade has got 2 hits across 21 at-bats. He had a golden sombrero against the White Sox on the 22nd, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. There's still some gaps in his game, and he's allowed to have that. He's a young player. He's a guy that can get exposed because he is a young player. The scouting reports are starting to come out on him. It happened to Sam Haggerty. It happened to Jose Caballero. It's bound to happen with all these guys that start to get the hype on the Mariners teams when, we need a guy to come through in the clutch, and he does. And I understand that's the fascination with Cade Marlowe. With Dom Canzone as well, with that home run against the Orioles. There are moments where each of these guys have shined. As there's no reason why all 3 of them, including Kelenic, can't shine all at the same time. There's room on this roster for Jarred Kelenic to exist, and the people that are saying that we don't need him are just seemingly idiotic to me because he is an upgrade over both of them in certain facets of the game. Sure, are we worried maybe about Jarred's foot health going forward and how he might be able to play in the outfield if he can't get going full speed? You probably DH him a bit more than you normally would, and Cade, he's proven to be pretty solid out there defensively, so you probably let Cade take most of the innings out there. But to not want his bat back in the lineup, saying that we don't need him, is just insane to me. We don't need Kelenic. I don't like Jarred Kelenic. Trade him for a can of Skull for all I care. Canzone should stay the starter when Jarred comes back. He just has that stoic him mindset that Kelenic does it. I'm fine with them all kind of splitting time. There's room on this roster for it. But to say that Kelenic should be gone, that he should not be on this team, hopefully big baby Kelenic learns from this and starts acting like an adult. I defended him so much over the years, but it's time to grow up. Sure, but the disrespect that Kelenic has been getting, it does not make sense to me as a fan of the team. Kelenic went the day after and was so emotionally distraught over the mistake, and he took full ownership over that. And the Mariners haven't suffered because of it. They have not suffered one bit. They have done very well without him, and everyone kind of stepped up to the plate and figured it out. And they are in this playoff hunt for a reason. Everyone else was figuring it out all at the right time. Literally every active Mariners outfielder has been playing better than JK. That's just not true. Plus, his attitude and energy is toxic to the mojo of this team. Again, that's just not the case, and I don't understand how people can be on that side. Yes, it sucks that he got injured. It was a selfish act. We move forward. We continue on. The disrespect to Jarred Kelenic needs to cease. It needs to end. And again, this is not a dig at Cade, Marlowe, or Dominic, Canzone, but to say that you'd rather have them play the majority of those innings than Jarred Kelenic when he could be healthy, I don't understand it. And this maybe just be my closed-minded portion here where I'm a big believer in Jarred Kelenic and what he brings to this team. And it's not even a guarantee that he comes back. Jerry Dipoto recently was on, the Jerry Dipoto show and said that he's out of his walking boot. Obviously, we've known that for about a week now, but the time frame still has not really kind of taken shape or form. If anything, I would suspect at the end of the season, the last week in Seattle, against those last 7 or 10 games where you're playing the Texas Rangers, where you're playing the Houston Astros, you want September Kelenic back. And we all know Jarred he goes nuts in September. He's got a .248 batting average with 31 hits, 10 homers, 23 RBIs, and 26 runs scored in 34 games in the month of September in his career. 10 homers in 34 games? I'll take it. The .248 batting average? Fine, that's 4 points below what he's currently sporting on his season. Jarred Kelenic, he will be an upgrade on this team as a roster piece, as a bat, as a player in the dugout, in the clubhouse. There's no doubt in my mind that there's still a great rapport with Jarred Kelenic and his teammates. And for those of you that disagree, you're entitled to your opinion, but I can't get inside your head. The hate for Jarred Kelenic needs to stop. You're going to want a guy that has given it his all in the month of September in 2021 with the believe sign, and obviously in 2022 when he had his worst year probably as a professional where he just couldn't figure it out, and he's able to come back and help produce and help you get into the playoff push and even have some good performances in the playoffs as well. You want a guy that's been there to help the rest of the team also show that we've been here before. We can handle this. Now, a guy that has also been there numerous times, not with the Seattle Mariners, but with the Toronto Blue Jays, Teoscar Hernandez has been the best kept secret for the Seattle Mariners in the second half. Make sure you guys go check out this video that Colton made about how Teo is the missing link heading to the final push for the playoffs. Thank you guys for enjoying and watching this one, and go Mariners.